is the red pill anthem right there. Tesla. Paul Smecker, good to see you. Reach me on Rebel Against Defeat at Gmail. Bookshelves in the house. Trog, the Rev in the van down by the river. Manage Roy from India. Sigma. PJ Fornash. D-Man Fitty, my wrench. RAD. Slam Cave. Jar's back. JC, all the way from Tejas. Be careful down there on the border. Texas, don't mess with Texas. Had some great barbecue in Austin. I think I got to go to San Antonio in May. We'll see. Travis is in the house. Good to see you. But anyhow, let's talk about this. The red pill is either freedom or depression. What say ye? What say ye? Now let's look at this. When somebody wakes up and realizes that, you know, what they thought was not what is exactly happening, or what they thought was the reality is really the fantasy, they get pissed off. They call that the red pill rage. They get pissed off. They're upset that they spent all this time and energy and effort and money, and in the end, it was just your turn, or monkey branching, or the Duluth model, or what have you happened. Or they go to school and they realize they worked their ass off to become some profession, and then they pay half their money in taxes. Or they realize religion let them down, because religion is a walk on slippery rocks for most people. And they start thinking, oh my gosh, I've been bamboozled with relationships. I've been bamboozled in education. I've been bamboozled in religion. I've been bamboozled in life. What good is life anymore? And a lot of guys have been there. Right? Shout out to Rich as well. So what happens? One either gets really pissed off and realizes what's the point to life? I'm angry, I'm upset, and they, stir in those feelings for quite some time, if not for the rest of their lives. There's some content creators that have self-deleted because of that. One that comes to mind is Renegade One, who was a young man that decided after realizing the red pill there was nothing to live for or whatever, and self-deleted. And there could be other things. I know FJT knows Renegade quite a bit and spoke with him. But there's guys that say there's just nothing to live for, and they just wither away, understanding that they don't want to put themselves in positions of potential risk, right? Getting in a specific career that might work them to the bone, or getting back in a relationship. They're like, I'm not doing that anymore. But they handle their life not as a positive thing. It's more a way to, avoid all risk and all danger. But are they having a great life? I would say no. They might be stirring in the past. They might be out there saying, you know what, I wish I was told this. There's even people that have emailed me saying, are you an antinatalist? I'm like, how can I be an antinatalist? I'm already here on this in this earth. No. And a lot of these guys don't want to live anymore. So the red pill caused them massive amounts of pain and depression. But let's talk about the other side. Guess what? Brother India Law just got totally rigged against husband. Women are happy and want to sleep with multiple men. And it happens here too, man. Joy. Eminem said, what is life? I'm tired of life. You get to that point with that kind of money and the fame. Yeah, what gives for that guy? But he's a massive libtard too. Wolf King is back. Good to see you. FJT's in the house. Good to see FJT. Wolf says, maybe baby cakes. I don't really want to know how your garden grow because I just want to fly. There you go. But what's the other side of the red pill? The red pill is freedom. The red pill allows you to see through transparency what true reality is. That our brains are not like women's brains. That the education system has bamboozled us. It's wanted to keep us enslaved, or beaten down. Religion, another way to keep men beaten down. You're always doing something wrong. You're guilty. You're sinning. Okay. In relationships, you're always the one that's the aggressor and things like that. But once you open this box up and you realize the transparency of what the red pill brings you, that is ultimate freedom. That is ultimate freedom for you to do and be the person you want to do. Now, it's going to take some time because we've been we've been conditioned through society that we have to be with certain people. We can't go to concerts alone. We can't go to movies alone. We can't go to places alone. We can't travel alone. We need to be with people. And we have to get through the steps, which is first, we're upset about it. And then we begin to comprehend it. And comprehension either brings depression or freedom. And once we pick freedom, that's when life opens up. That's when life opens up. Well, yeah, we'll hear the peanut gallery telling us you can't be alone, you can't do this, you can't do that. We're going to hear that for the rest of our life. But we have to decide as a foundation what path we're going down. The woe is me, the past sucks, what's there to live for, or the freedom path. I choose freedom, and I think a lot of you guys have. Today, women are called kulta. Women with multiple men. Interesting. Simone from Italy is in the house. To everyone who is struggling, think about those we've lost along the way. They're no longer with us. We should push ourselves to the limit every day. Well said, brother. David Smith is in the house. Good to see you, brother. If a girl you're with fronts on you, just tell her you're going over to the bar to meet 2 Russian models you met back when. And another thing, we give too much power to people. Too much power to ladies, to relationships. In the past, I did it. To even friends, family, and bosses. It's time for us to learn the word no. Rev says, believe it or not, I never went through the red pill rage, red pill knowledge, understanding life as it really is versus how I was lied to was enlightening and cured my depression. Well said, Rev. And that's exactly what we're talking about. If you can look at the transparency and the reality, I'm a realist. I don't believe in fantasy. That's why I don't believe in love and all this crap anymore. I believe in the reality. The reality says to me, if I cohabitate marriage or have kids with a woman, most likely my life is over again. I would not do the same thing again. I would not go back to school and get another degree. Why? Because we live in a different world than it was 35 years ago. Unless you go STEM, which you have to have a degree to get into the medical and the scientific fields. You can actually not go and be a computer programmer at school. You can just take a Google certificate now for 4 months to become one of those. Women do like to monkey branch. Parking lot, I'll take the harsh truth and the sweet lie, Rad. You articulated the thought process a man goes through. Thanks for being here, brother. Good to have you in the chat. Wes is back. Warrior Zen says, hey, gents, I'm poolside in Tenerife, España. Attaboy. You know what to do. Send me some pictures. Having my son has helped me from serious depression after seeing his mother's addiction. Well said, Slam. Reality versus fantasy. Peace and blessings to you, Big Vegas. Good to have you back in the chat. Dave Smith says he's been going through some Shiat lately and just literally been busy with work. You know what? Every day that we're above ground is a real day. And we're all going to experience ups and downs. And that's part of Red Pill. Another part of Red Pill in the philosophy and the mentality is how do we choose to react? Are we going to react the same way as we did as a blue pillar? No, we're going to look at it logically, conceptually, and say, wow, okay, this 1 + 1 = this now. Whereas in the past, the fantasy was much different. It's absolutely freedom, albeit a bit dystopian, but it's self-protective and full of growth. It is self-protective, Wolf, and full of growth. I've done so much in the time that I've been divorced that I never would have done if I was still married to her. The truth should never make you angry, says David Smith. Well said. Decisions should be based on reality, brothers. Absolutely. Chris Mitchell, the Emperor's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Up there making yummy food. If a girl knows she can hurt you, she will leave you. Well said, Harshit. Getting some more videos. I think Zach's going to send me some more, brother. My lady friend is in Poland, so I'm inviting over some Russian 304s from the Russian nightclub. Be careful out there. You don't want Dmitry coming after you. I cannot read what your title is, but I finally see what it is I miss, and it's not a relationship. It's true. They're never really single. You've helped me so much, Rad. Thank you. Glad you are here. I don't know if that's a foreign name or what, but good to have you in the chat. I was taught in my younger years to treat women equally. I got in relationships and assumed she would respond to situations logically, and I got bashed over the head with her emotions. It happens, bookshelf. We've all been there. Hey, Rad, am I allowed to post a short from Brandon Trueblood advertising? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I was just on a stream the other night with Trueblood and Rusty. I have become a great cook, being the only parent. Cooking is joy. Cooking is exploration. You explore dopamine through your taste buds and through creating something. You know what? You know the thing about cooking for me is it's the ability to combine raw ingredients into something tasteful and delicious and enjoying the process as you do it. Sauteing the vegetables, grilling the meat, stirring up the puree, whatever it is, it's the whole process. That's what I like about cooking. Do I do it a lot? No, because I eat out. I'm a Chipotle. I like Chipotle. I know their libs, but I do like their Chipotle. I like their salsas. Appreciate that post there, guys. There is Rusty Rivers, Cancer Chess Tournament. Mysterio from Winnipeg's in the house. Good to see Mysterio. He must be not working today. But that's reality. You can either choose freedom or you can choose depression or what's the other one? Numbness. I think the best use of you waking up to reality is to become a better version of yourself, whatever that is. Could be physical, could be exploration and traveling, could be becoming a cook, could be giving back to people somehow, some way, and just enjoying every second we have on earth. Remember, the last 30 years you spent in relationships or in and out of them, that caused a lot of misery. Spend the next 30 years outside of that. Cooking is fun. I've spent some time at a culinary school and really liked it. I bet you've got some tricks with cooking on the stove. Rad, I want to learn technical skate tricks. Do you recommend taking? No, don't take lessons. Just learn from videos and how you F up. You don't need a lesson. You can't teach someone how to bowl. You can't teach someone how to hit a tennis ball. You can give them proper form, but they got to do it themselves. I think there's techniques like, put your foot on the back of the tail instead of on the side of the tail, in the middle of the tail, and things like that. I would say watch videos. If you want to become a better mountain biker, if you want to become a better skater, a better tennis player, a better hiker, watch successful guys or I would say guys that do it. Study their techniques. Study how they hit the ball. Wes is a tennis coach. What say ye, Wes? You sound back to normal. I'm getting there. My voice is a little sketchy in the morning. 16 days. But physically, I feel good. Chris Mitchell says it's all zinc. Did you lose weight from your voice being off the other day? I'm down a few pounds. I'm on my, I'll hit 20 hours today fasting. I did a 24 yesterday. So it's really weird what happened to my voice. Usually it's like 2 or 3 days, but man, it's been 2 weeks. Cooking is definitely a great hobby, very therapeutic, and most often for healthier than the other options, said D-Man. Well said, brother. David Smith, find some others. Yeah, go to the skate park. Just watch the guys. I never took a lesson. I never learned from anyone. I would read Thrasher magazine or watch videos. Sometimes we would slow them down to see how it does it. But literally, if you have the thought in your head and you want to do it, your body will find a way to do it. Right? But that's the reality. I mean, you have the freedom to go out and learn new skate tricks. You have the freedom to do the things you want, to travel to Spain like Wes is doing, or make food like Chris Mitchell. You got the freedom, the ability, the wherewithal. And that is the path I choose. And we're going to see brothers that don't choose that path. They're going to be upset. They're going to have that rage for a long time, which I understand. You got to get the rage out. But you also have to understand it and comprehend it as well. I think we should all build a time machine and fix what we did in the past. Simone. Big Vegas says, I know you hear this a lot, Rad. You truly saved me from self-deleting or possibly deleting someone else. Your channel is totally a blessing. Got me through some of the darkest times of my life. Well, brother, we are glad you are here 100%. We are glad you're not behind cold concrete as well. Again, a lot of folks that go through this or wake up or even experience somebody monkey branching on them, their emotions get the best of them. And we're trying to stop that. So your story, Big Vegas, is a very important for the men that are listening and will listening. How are the recipes coming along? I have some beef soaking in marinade. Attaboy. There's my rumble. Appreciate that, D-Man. You know, trout's good, but the only way to eat trout with a lot of butter and lemon. People hate, they have found the true love or either telling the truth or lying. I have only seen true love once. It was an 80-year-old couple that were still holding hands. Beautiful to see. I would agree with that statement. I think most people that say they're in this massive love are liars. They live in fantasy. Is it wrong to have a meat lover's pizza with extra bacon in the morning? Hell no. The favorite time for me to eat pizza is cold pizza in the morning. I love it. There's something about that cold sauce and the cold cheese. It's my favorite. Failure is the greatest teacher. Picking yourself up is the true character, says Slam. Well said, brother. Desperation. Yes, desperation can lead to engagement, and depression that can prompt desperate immoral behavior. 100%. One has to logically, we have logical brains. One has to logically look at the path ahead of them. And in one play, and bear with me, if guys are experiencing difficulty right now, struggling, you got to understand this. Even depression gives power to the past, right? Does that make sense? It'll give power to the past, whether it be a relationship or a horrible boss or a horrible family member. It gives power. It takes power away from you. So choose power that is within you, which is the freedom to be and become who you want to be. Moral men do not sign up for more than an 80% probability of becoming desperate by being harvested through divorce or resources, says JC. Well said. Pizza for breakfast, hell yeah. MJT78 in the house. I can't wait till spring comes. And Puxtahani Phil says, we are going to have an early spring. Moral men do not set themselves up for being falsely alligatored. Well said, brother. So, but every man is going to be on a different path, right? Every man's going to experience life differently. And it's people like these channels and these live streams that can help men jump over that hurdle. Simone says, if I feel depressed, I listen to Les Brown. You know, I wonder if people are depressed or they're just bored. Does that make sense? A lot of times you're sitting on a Friday night or a Saturday night, you're watching a video that ends at 7:30. You don't know what to do. You're a little bored. And sometimes I think that we might call that depression, but it's just boredom. We've got to occupy ourselves. Our brain needs to constantly be stimulated by learning something new. That's how you stay fit. That's how you stay, young. That's how you ward off aging. I mean, we're all aging, but learning new things, constantly busy. You know, I tell guys, go get $100 guitar. Just learn how to start playing guitar. That'll open up so many avenues of life. Not only your cognitive abilities to play strings and to make sounds and to create songs, but it also opens up pathways within your brain. Cold pizza, a glass of milk too for breakfast, says BJ. The true liberation of red pill and secret male knowledge is learning to laugh at life, more living freely and positive. You know what the greatest thing about that quote is? The great thing is laugh it off. Just go to a restaurant, in a bar or whatever, bar and grill, and just watch couples. Just watch people. Go sit out in a promenade and watch people walk by that are going to the movie theater for a date night. Just watch body language. Study human behavior. It's fascinating. Colorado must be sick for fishing. Colorado's got some great geography. No more falling for the lie. Soon as I said no, a monster replaced a woman I thought I knew, says Beefcake. Good to have you, Beefcake. Happens to everybody. The options are endless to ward off depression. Don't choose leaving early. Appreciate that, D-Man. There's no reason. There are people that struggle, literally, that have that deletion mentality that they just can't overcome. I don't know what that's like. I've never been in that situation, but God bless them. I hope they can find help. But the other side of the equation is guys that, or gals that decide that they're bored. They just want to give up. I think that's giving power away as well. I've been thinking of picking up a bass. I played drums for years, but I can't play drums right. Yeah, pick up the bass. Get some headphones, brother. We got a few bass players in here. John Boston's a bass player. Rad, describe your guitar. I got a Fender Strat, black and white, with the Black Star amp. I'll show it to you right now. There's my Black Star amp. This little powerful little toaster can pump out the jams. I got it for, it's yellow and pink. I got it for cheap. I think it was like 48 bucks on Amazon. But this thing's got delay. It's got an equalizer. And here's my guitar. I just fixed it last night, late. There's my Fender. I've had this for 20-something years. The pickup something was wrong with the pickup, and I had to rebend it back, and now it works good. It was cutting out quite a bit. That's my guitar rig, and I got a Yamaha acoustic downstairs, which I hardly play because I like to play the electric. All the damn transplants have destroyed a lot, mostly California. Yeah, my son lives in Boulder. He says it's full of libtards. Seeing how truly pathetic and simple these creatures are, not more moping around and try to solve their problems. That's the thing, guys. You can't fix anyone. Well said, Wolf. You can't fix anyone. You can only fix yourself. You can't fix your kids. You can't fix your parents. You can't fix your coworkers. You can't fix the women. You can't fix anybody. Once you understand that, your money's not going to fix a relationship. Your niceness will worsen the relationship. You're not going to fix it. Take all that energy that you think you can apply and fix yourself. I have met a lot of men who submit to women and accept terrible behavior just to worship the box. Slam, you're absolutely right. Men excuse bad behavior to get a piece of the box. And is the box that good? My name is Mud. Little Primus there. I had a guitar, but after seeing my brother play his, I just gave him mine. Go get another one. You know, my favorite chord is F major 7 or B minor. Good to see the legendary John Boston in the house. He knows a thing or two about bass and amps. Did you ever get that amp last week? Just ordered Louder Than Bombs, Attaboy, on vinyl. My favorite Smiths record. It's got some lovely ones. That's what I liked about the Smith. They put their B-sides together and make like a compilation album that just always kicked ass. The sad thing is they don't even realize they're doing it. The blue pill is one hell of a drug. It sure is. That's why we say you can't go out and tell a guy that's struggling in a relationship or a marriage, here, swallow the red pill. They have to find it on their own. They've got to type into YouTube, how to save my marriage, or how to get my wife to come back to me, or how can I show my wife I love her. Well, they'll typically stumble on a MGTOW video. Most of them will deny it. Oh, these guys, these incels, these losers, they can't get anything. Really? Most of the men in here have had strong relationships, have been married, have kids. Don't struggle. We just understand. You can't fix a libtard mouth breather watching CNN that thinks there are 53 genders. Next week, there'll be 61 genders. Well said, John. Primus. Remember Primus? Boy, could that guy play bass. Who's a better bass player, Flea or the bassist in Primus? It's not your job to fix them, Manojroy. Well said, brother. As hard as these so-called pro-men women try, relationships just don't seem appealing after finding out the truth. Well, what are you going to get in a relationship? The only relationships that I believe that work later in life is somebody that has their own agenda. And the other person has their own agenda, their own house, their own resources, their own desire to do what they want, when they want. When they come together the Jonathan Noble way and maybe watch a video, smash, have some food, and go home and hang out by themselves with no expectations. Other than that, there's no reason. Les Claypool. He was the bassist for Primus? I thought he was with somebody else. Interesting. Travis would know. Good to see you, brother. His band is the Curious Syndicate. Now, last night I was watching videos on the Sephora girls. Guys, I think I've spoken about this. These 7 to 11-year-old girls, they run to Sephora because their mothers drive them, and they buy all sorts of acid for their face at 7 to 10 years old. Do you understand the 7 to 10-year-old boys right now, what's going to happen in 10 years with the girls that are their peers? It is disgusting. Just YouTube Sephora girls. You will be blown away. This is what's happening to modern day society. People think the next generation, oh, they're going to look at their parents and their older brothers and sisters that didn't have relationships. They're going, no. Guys, the point is past. There is no point of return. So if there's no point of return, you better use your time to enjoy life. They are nothing but chameleons, man. There's no such thing as a red-pilled woman. Truth. Dude, some of the simplest things in life are golden, way better than poon chasing, like listening to records, sipping on a choice beverage in your comfy chair, macking it. Boy, you remember when I remember what I get as tape, a cassette. I don't even know if most people even know what that word is. And you'd pull out the liner and be like 25 like folded pages, and you'd sit there and listen to the cassette or a CD, and you listen to every song, and then you get to the end of 56 minutes and you do it again, and you enjoyed it, you loved, and you were like trying to understand the band and trying to get in their heads and trying to figure out who, and they would talk about each person in the band. Well, those are the days. Les Claypool is better than Flea. They toured last year, and they said farewell to the Kings. I think Geddy Lee gave him a Rickenbacker. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought. He did a lot of soundtracks. That guy is crazy good. Thanks for that link there. Why known as Big Brown Beaver? That's a great song by Primus. My daughter was telling me how ELF uses TikTok to build their brand. ELF. I'm shocked how social media is affecting growth. I bought ELF stock, and they said that makeup is up $40 million a month because of the Sephora. These kids are taking these 8-year-old girls are taking their mothers, and the mothers are spending $500 to $900 on these little girls' innocent, perfect faces, and they're putting masks and age removers. It's ridiculous. And somebody said, why are you doing this? This is child abuse. And the mom says, it's never too young to learn. It's never too early to learn how to take care of skin. That's the world we live in, clown world. MJT says, those are the good old days. They sure were, brother. Toys Go Winding Down is a great song. I've been buying vinyl albums for a little while now, and it's great to throw one on and listen all the way through. Well, it just takes you back. You have the problem with iTunes and MP3s, there's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to open up and put in and use your hands and to use your cognitive skills. I still have my dual cassette player that I got when I was 15 from Santa Claus. Get the first Boston record where they talk about the band and the songs. Read that 100 times. Attaboy. Beefcake says, I got tired of the peace sleeve being used as a weapon. Well, they use it. They definitely use it as collateral and leverage. MGTOW Forever from California. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. He's been around for a while. Rad, are you top 1% salesman in the country? Get free. I'm in the 1%. It's not hard to get in the 1%. Truck drivers can get in the 1%. Poor young girls, such a 304 culture. It is. It's sad, guys. Just Google YouTube right now, Sephora girls. Open up another browser and YouTube Sephora girls. Watch a couple of these shorts. You'll be blown away. Back in the day when Sailing the Sea of Cheese came out, I was like, what the F is he doing on the bass? That's your reality. I mean, we live in a world that is all about external validation. That is blue pill. The blue pill is external validation. Red pill is internal validation. That is my definition. To internally validate yourself means you are in charge of yourself. You are the captain of your plane. You fly the plane when you want, how you want, where you want, with whom you want. An external validator has to have a relationship or a woman to feel validated in life. He has to drive really expensive cars so people pat him on the head. Oh, good for you. You're successful. You have to wear people that wear expensive clothing. Now, I understand quality clothing. I like quality clothing that lasts and is warm or whatever. And I do like a few name brands, but I'm not out wearing, $150 polo shirts and $300 pairs of pants. Why? I mean, maybe there's some body types that need that, but for the reality, no, people are looking for external validation. Again, I've always said this. I told this to my boys. When you graduate high school continues on until you die. Women and men in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s that are married are still trying to one-up each other. They're still looking at labels. I remember going skateboarding. I go to the park I went a couple years ago, and the guy's like, "What kind of board is that?" I go, "Does it really matter? Does it really matter what the board, what kind of board and trucks and wheels I ride?" Which I do ride Independence. I do ride PAL, Bones, and I do ride, custom hand screen printed decks. But I'm like, it doesn't matter the board. I've seen guys that ridden crappy boards that blow it away. So even on skate, even mountain biking, people look at the brands all day long. Oh my gosh, he's got a Yeti. He's got this. He's got that. Big deal. Internal recognition as well, literally taking off the blinders. Well said, David. Meaning you're in the top 1% of all salespeople. Well, I don't know what that means. I mean, if you can make over six figures, I think anyone would be in the top 1%. Let's just say this. I was fortunate to make good decisions in life, even married, with real estate. I had a business that I did well at. Made some good investments back in 2011 with the digital currency. And after that, and it is what it is. Or after my divorce, excuse me. So yeah, that's reality. Any guy in here that can learn sales, sales is all about just listening. Listen to your client. Let them speak 85% of the time. Teaching my boy to ask the right questions when he's old enough to ask them. Well said, brother. David Smith says, Royal trucks. I remember Royal. I rode Thunder in high school, then Venture, and then Independent. Polska's in the house. Good to see Polska. He's delivering flowers for the Sims. He's getting a cheeseburger today. Doesn't even have to ask me. Bones Brigade says Rev. It's funny. Bones Brigade just did all of them got on stage, I think it was 3 months ago. Oh my gosh, they all look old, but they still skate and they still rip. It's crazy to see, Steve Caballero almost turning 60. I think he's 59. Tony Hawk's 4 years older than me, so he'll be 56. I mean, it's just crazy. John Boston, you definitely have to ask for the order. Yep, ask for it. Ask for the check. Hey, write me a check right now. I'll make your life better. Timmy Kramer, the forever bachelor. I wake up daily full of life and my wallet is unmolestado. I won't say the word. You're absolutely right. Timmy Kramer. Timmy just bought I think it was a 1994 Toyota Tacoma with 20,000 miles. Drove it for a few months and sold it and made some dough. I bet if he had a lady on his side, she would have gone nuts because she would have saw that 30 grand go out and say, that's for my facelift. Talking about learning how to play a guitar, that's what I've been doing for the past days. I'm self-educated, don't want to throw my money. Good for you, brother. YouTube can teach you so much stuff. I mean, even better than music teachers. In 25 years, sitting on a beach, I'll probably still do this. Enjoying life. I'm going to make a movie with my phone, like a Blair Witch or something. Write a book about Bigfoot. But I think the next 25 years is just exploring life, traveling, meeting people. I think meeting people is a forgotten art in life now. You're getting a cheeseburger with jalapeno, Bob. 2 cans of oysters and a 304 house in Cambodia map. I want to go see the world. Making money is great, but experiencing life is all you can take with you. It was about Zero and Royal. Sometimes they get an ATM, but not very. I remember ATM. Boy, so many brands have come and gone. There you go. Appreciate that link. Chart. Hey, Rad, did you have a Valentine this year? Not me. I treated myself to, oh, hell. What did I do for Valentine's? The hell day. I don't even remember what I did. Probably watched a show. Valentine's is for simps and Skittles. I hope everyone is paying attention now. Trump's civil liberties are being denied and due process is non-existent in this democratic Marxist world. Absolutely. I'm blown away. I am blown away. But it's not going to stand. No one will stand for that. We should all go out Bigfoot hunting. Hell yeah. Scotty's in the house. There he is. Good to see you, bro. I missed you guys last night. I caught you right after you ended. It's good to see Scotty. He's been traveling. He knows what he's doing. He's out there exploring life. No jalapenos, so I'll get the saltiest fries. What are you going to drink for your beer? Natty Light? What do they got out in Chicago? Maybe you get a Yingling. You can't get Yingling in Utah. What's the point of life if you're not living the way you want to live it? Well said, Get Free. Get Free was down in Colombia, living. How'd your life expand by being down there for 6 months? By learning a new culture, learning a new language, drinking Águila Light or Aguardiente, checking out El Poblado, Los Laureles. Actually, stay away from El Poblado. I think I said that last time. But how did your life expand by being someplace that you didn't know? My red pill is my dog. Every time he wakes me up in the morning, he remembers me and what my priorities are. Good for you. A lot of dog lovers out there. Don't tell Scotty he doesn't know. But Trump's mean. Yeah, I just love the Trump derangement syndrome. They can't answer any questions. Again, liberalism is a mental disorder. It's as simple as that. I'm going to write a retune for an open mic stand-up, great outlet. Attaboy. I'd come watch you slam. Yingling, it's the oldest beer in the United States. It's out in Boston, New York. It's hard to get out here. I stayed home on Valentine's Day watching the Hallmark Channel Lifetime and eating a box of chocolates. Can you imagine how many women did that? I watched a Lifetime show last night called Tall, Dark, and Dangerous about this chick that meets a guy on a dating app. And the guy is a stalker. You guys got to watch it. Just came out like a week before Valentine's. Tall, Dark, and Dangerous. It's a total Lifetime B movie, but it was entertaining. And it's sad that there are guys like that out there stalking these chicks. The champagne of beers. Ian Blades, good morning to you, brother. But get out and do the things that bring you joy. You know, and it's hard to experience joy when you've just come out of something difficult, when you're understanding what the red pill is. It's difficult. You're not 100% angry, devastated, but there's a 1%. Just build on the 1%, get better. Make that 1% a 2% in life, and then the 3%, and the 10%. Get to the point where you're halfway there. Life will open up. Promise you. Gone with John is in the stream. Good to see you, brother. Gon's got a great channel. He's posting a lot. Guys, there's no reason that you can't get through life with everybody that streams. The Champagne Beer. Everyone's streaming. Brandon Trueblood's streaming right now. Every single day, sometimes at night. Gone with John's pretty much every day putting out something. Hammerhand is always putting out something. MGTOW Cowboy. MGTOW Outlaw. MGTOW Values. Chris Mitchell. Dak. Father Saunders was live. Scotty Side. There are so many streams that didn't exist when I was going through this in 2015 and 16. Hell yeah, JC. But if things go sideways in the system, let the system work it out. Don't engage in events that can lead to being falsely alligatored. Right. Right. Do not do what, yep. Well said, brother. Tall, dark, and Polish. My libtard friends all watch CNN and say inflation was up because Trump gave his billionaire friends tax cuts, the stupidity. The group think drives me nuts, John. I just look at, again, those are blue pillars. They lead with their emotions. It's as simple as that. Poonsky Hunters, imagine an 80s arcade. There was one. Russian Attack, right? War Band says Gone with John. Suzanne Fleming's in the house. Good to see Suzanne out of Florida. A lot of people moving to Florida from New York, aren't they, Suzanne? Guys, spread the link for the channel. Appreciate that. Course is horse piss. What about Hams from the icy cold waters with the little bear? Hams is actually good. If I was ever at a bar and I saw Hams on tap, I always get Hams. It is a good beer. From the icy cold waters. What about Rainier beer? Rainier beer. That's from up in my neck of the woods. What do you make sales on? I sell medical technology, billing, coding, claim submission, MGTOW wrestling figures, choke slamming, strag demon joints. The media does. They don't like, well, the media is liberal. Absolutely. Mr. Sammy's in the house. Good to see you, brother. What they are doing to Trump is what happens every day to men in probate, the expansion of kangaroo courts. Again, this is how we stay. We stay out of the courts. How do we stay out of the courts? No marriage, no cohabitation, no kids, no getting involved, not making stupid decisions. They will take everything from you. Peace, quiet, freedom, and a fatter wallet. I can't believe how much I've wasted over the years trying to keep the peace. I'm loving long walks with my dog and watching 80s comedy films with John Candy. Canadian bacon, beefcake, attaboy. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one of my favorite movies. To answer your question, Colombian people have a beautiful culture, very friendly, absolutely, very rich, very emotional, very wonderful people. I hope you ate a lot of arepas down there. The arepas in Colombia are not the same as the arepas in Venezuela, but they're very similar. Hen House, my favorite local brewery. Attaboy. I have been offered a job working on a boat, but they want me to take a measles vaccine. Does anyone know in the chat what? You should be fine with measles. Measles has been around for, 100 years. Yeah, you'll be all right. Hopefully YouTube didn't censor that. But that's reality, boys. You have to stay on the other side of wrong choices. Do the right thing. Use your head. Don't play with the emotional state. The emotional state is danger to men. When you start thinking with your emotions and the warm fuzzies, you're thinking with the wrong part of your brain. Actually, you don't feel it in the brain, you feel it in your tummy. But it's very interesting. There is a nice tummy, stomach to brain connection that you guys should take a look at. I think Andrew Huberman did a deal on that, episode on that. Make sure it's not that. You're absolutely right, Dave. The left-right divide is level 1,000% out of the boy. Shout out to Rusty Rivers is in the chat. Rusty was on the chat with True Blood the other night. He was laying it down at Chinatown with some solid wisdom. Good to have you, brother. Hope you're feeling better. Sam Adams, try my beer. I'm Jim Cock. Try my beer. Sam Adams. He made beer in his kitchen and then he sold it to bars. He's got a cool story. Real blanks are pretty safe. Gene therapy ones, not so much, says Charlie. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting measles or, a tetanus, you're fine. Brad, have you ever owned a road bike? No. Yeah, those tires look very difficult to put on because they're so damn skinny. I've never had a road bike. I don't know. I like to jump because I probably bend the wheels too bad. But I respect roadies. but I wouldn't do it, man. Too many people, crazy people run roadies off the road. Oh, I didn't know that. It's perfectly normal to have an argument with your wiener. There you go. I'm at right now 18 hours of fasting. I'm going to go 20, minimum 20. I did a 24 yesterday, 11:30 to 11:30, and then I went. The last 2 nights I've been going 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. also as a dry fast, so no water between those hours. So I get the benefits of the 24, then I get the benefits of that 12-hour within the 24. The nice kidney flush, so that works. I do like hard dry fasts, like doing one every couple weeks is wonderful. No water or food for 24 hours. And the key is drink a lot of electrolytes with 64 ounces of water, whatever. Eat a nice steak and just lay in your bed till the next day. Does fasting include beer? Actually, you know what? You can fast on hop water. Hop water has 0 calories. Sierra Nevada makes a non-alcoholic hop that tastes pretty similar to an IPA or a hoppy beer. So you can have that 0 calorie essence as well. You guys see Dak outside riding his truck on the lake and doing some? I did see Dak. He's got some, man, it's cold as hell up in that Canada. I don't know how you guys deal with it. You Canadians, man, it's like 0 degrees is like 40 degrees here. But what say ye? I mean, we have so many brothers in this chat that have been here for multiple years that have been flourishing in life. Yeah, sure, we're going to have setbacks. We're going to fall back. We're going to deal with difficult family members. It could be difficult children. It could be difficult exes. It could be difficult bosses. But we have to realize and literally sit back and realize that we have something special. We've come to a place in life where we comprehend what true reality is. And that true reality should bring peace once you get past that whole emotional rage state. He can keep that ice fishing. I wonder if the fish from the ice fishing is really tasty. I don't think I've ever caught and made something right out of the ice. Do I have a best friend, Rad? I did. I think I have. I think I have a best friend. He's opposite of me. He's a liberal, but we've been tight. We were skaters together. We've been through a lot together. So I overlook his libtardia. Going to break my fast with a steak and a bacon buffet tomorrow, says my name is Mood. Ooh, that sounds good. Break it on some good protein. I had a good night with a lady Wednesday for first time in almost 2 years. It was night, but definitely didn't bring any blue pill desires. That ship sank. Hang out sparingly, keep it in check. There you go. Don't let your emotions get in the way. Again, I'm not a monk. I respect my monk brothers. I respect my brethren that abstain from hanging out with ladies that don't want to deal with them. I'm not a monk. I do enjoy talking and understanding ladies. I don't have a problem with that. It's entertainment for me. It's when you have to impress, when there's no expectations and you can get to, I mean, if anything, you study female nature. It's great. But some men don't want anything to do with that. And I completely understand it. They are difficult to deal with. I'm Rad's bestie, says Scotty side. ABB, my BFF Scotty from Beaverton. He know what up. I'm absolutely at peace. I am blessed. No person will ever disrupt my peace. Well, that's exactly where we got to get, where every one of us need to be. We are at peace, quiet, and freedom. The peace that this knowledge or this experience or this internalization brings us can open up so many different avenues. No longer are you going to go out and buy a $1 million house to fill it with junk to impress somebody. Do the things that are simple. Minimalism is the way to go. Well said, JC. Scotty's hair is in the chat. Attaboy. Appreciate that. Wolf King says, been watching the Prisoner Classic 60s Cult series on YouTube. Very awesome and interesting. Check it out. I like a lot of those old 60s and 70s movies. If you guys want to see, my favorite movie is Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman, 1967. Go watch it. It's got a guy that cuts down parking meters, goes to a prison camp, and it's amazing. I stay monk, but I can't. But I understand wanting to have some female company every now and then. For me, it's more a safety thing. You never know when the false alligators is going to strike. Well, yeah. I think if you're in public, you're all right. And, having female company in public is fine. If things progress where there's maybe some attraction, then yeah, you definitely want to weigh the risk versus the rewards. Scotty's hair has his own OnlyFans. I love it. What's the deal with these OnlyFans? It's ridiculous. Did you hear that Rachel Dolezal, the white gal that thought she was black, I don't know, 10 years ago? It was all over the news. She identified as black. She became a teacher, and she has an OnlyFans account, and they just fired her because she has Rachel Dolezal. Is she attractive? She has an OnlyFans. I Am Blades. The prisoner was absolutely rad. Still don't know who number one is. I'll have to check it out, brother. Thanks for that suggestion. On the subject, I think if you can work through the red pill depression, it leads to freedom. Absolutely. We all have been there. The majority of men have been through that. What's the point to life? We've crossed that bridge. And we stand in the middle of that bridge and we either look in the past or we look forward. And the forward says, we might not know what that is, but that path is much more full of freedom than anything else. Well said, Scotty. Took my crawler out in the woods and snow yesterday. Super fun. Feel like a kid again. Attaboy. She has a 5 head. I just think it's interesting. Every one of these women has an OnlyFans. And guess who's to blame? Men. Men who simp for that and thirst for it. Jack White said you can't be a pimp and a prosty. Then OnlyFans was created. Trog says, no interest in seeing fake black chick naked. Oh, she is not attractive at all. But there's simps out there. Rev says, only simps. The programming is so deep in life. Programming says if you're alone, there's something wrong with you. If you're not married, there's something wrong with you. If you're divorced, you have a stain on yourself. If you live by yourself, something's weird. If you travel by yourself, you're an odd duck. That can't be farther from the truth. Peace, quiet, and freedom is what that brings. They just haven't, they don't know because their programming tells them they have to experience life being tied to a government entity. Red pill spirituality. Does God exist? God either exists or is fantasy. I hope there's God, but it's okay if it's all a fantasy. That's great. We should do something on God someday. My thoughts have changed over the years. I believe that there is an infinite intelligence that somehow is in charge of the beautiful world we call life. Is it a white guy sitting on a throne? I don't know. Is it a mathematical algorithm? God says he's everywhere, omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere at once. God is within us. That's what I would say. Some men will find the strangest thing attractive. Oh, isn't that weird? Was at the post office and this beautiful woman had this small dog. I started talking to her and all the other men said nothing. They looked shocked someone would talk to a woman in public. Most men are simps. They have no confidence. It's okay to talk to a woman if you so choose to. But go in with the knowledge of what we've talked about. Remove the emotional. Hey, I see you're driving an Audi. Why do you drive an Audi? Oh, I just love the power. That's terrific. Me too. You don't have to, tell your life story. It's okay to say hello to people. It's okay to help an old lady open a door. You're not doing it for validation. You're doing it because, it's the right thing to do. Slam Cave says, why would somebody pay for, I don't know, because they get like little messages that say, thanks, sweetie. They get the personal attention. Whereas prawn, they don't get it. Religion has been corrupted. I would agree with that statement. I think OnlyFans plays on the girlfriend experience in simping. Yes, you're right about that. I don't get the feet thing either. Why do Hindus stink so bad? Turmeric powder in the pants. I don't know. Do they use the I know they use different sorts of spices and deodorants and like patchouli and things like that. I don't know. Good question. I know a lot of body odor has to do with your diet. So if you're eating a lot of processed foods, you're going to stink a lot worse. But who knows? Maybe it's the curry, maybe it's the turmeric. Good question. But if we go back to the God situation, when I'm riding my mountain bike in Park City by myself, enjoying nature, the trails, the rocks, the trees, the wind through the trees, I feel that I am in God's house. I feel just when you feel joy. I mean, it says in the Bible, if you're a Bible believer, Amos 3:7. Well, what does it say? I know it's Galatas 5 something, 5:12. I think it says the fruits of the Spirit are joy, meekness, long suffering, things like that. The fruits of the Spirit. So joy. If you feel joy, you feel God. Man, do I love curry though. Oh, curry is delicious. Red, yellow, green curry. Some gal, I went on a date with a gal like the first year I was divorced, and she's like, "Oh, I love all curries. Blue curry is really good." She knows they're saying is blue curry. At least I've never seen it. Happy Wife School did a video called "Can Women Ever Be Happy?" It was interesting to hear a woman call out women's BS. I think there's a 1% to 2% of women that experience joy, but good luck finding them. Christ played often alone on a mountain or wilderness. There you go. Enjoy nature. Enjoy the sounds of nature. A good vindaloo is good as well. Thanks, Rad, for creating this channel. It does not make me feel like a fool, and it helps me improve my English as well. Well, good for you. You speak great English, and you can communicate well in English. And glad that people are here, sharing. I'm just a catalyst that talks for an hour and allows the comments to appear on the screen, so everybody has a voice. Everybody shares with each other what works for them and what doesn't, or gives advice. There's a lot of creators that think that their voice is the only voice out there. There's multiple. I learn from everybody in the chat. I learn from other creators. I heard this one creator, I won't mention his name, say he doesn't watch any other creators. That's literally like saying you're not learning new skills. He knows everything, but does he really know everything? He knows a lot, but I wouldn't say he knows everything. Those cheap Indian food boxes are good, saves money, and healthy. Oh, Indian food is one of my favorites. Indian and Thai. Good morning, Rad. Good to see you. Doug Edwards is in the house. Yeah, good to have you. Anyhow, guys, it's been a great stream. Appreciate all of the comments, all of the experiences, and just being here and sharing this moment. We're going to cut it off here. I got to go and do a workout, and then people watch. Red Pill has been freedom for me. The long-term benefits of going my own way continue to be a reward of themselves. Attaboy, Doug. And that's exactly what this message is about. Every day gets better and better and better. One thing that I always miss post-Navy is the camaraderie. We have that. We have it here, and that's awesome. You guys have been great. Remember, rebel against defeat, chase excellence, masculinity, and of course, men first. I'm out.